So the next thing with TWS in-ear tech is of course active noise cancellation. I'm starting to check out and review some more, and I've got these from AUKEY that were sent out to me. They are active noise cancelling, and they do offer up to 7 hours of playback time with the ANC off. With it on, around about 5 hours, you get an additional 35 from the case. Not only that, they sound very good to my ears. We get some great bass, good mids, highs are also there, 4 microphones, and the active noise cancellation with these ones actually does do a significant job in reducing those annoying background noises. So they come nicely packaged up in this recycled box here. It's very plain, but I don't actually mind this because normally you just throw it away, don't you? So we have a Type-C cable to a USB. We've got 2 small tips and 2 large tips. They come with the mediums pre-applied, so find the one that gives you the best seal, of course. Now, this little card here from AUKEY is just to let us know that if you do register them, you get a 2-year warranty. And we've got a quick start guide, and this is handy, of course, just to go over the basics of this, so getting yourself set up, pairing them up, and then the controls as well, and a user manual which goes into a little bit more depth. So we have a nice sized case here. It's all made out of plastic, probably to keep the weight down and of course production costs. So this is 48 grams in total with the earbuds inside. The earbuds, they are just 5 grams each, so they are lightweight. Status LED here, so each one of these green little lights here represents 25% battery life. And this is handy. Now you gain 35 additional hours here from the case. The earbuds, well, they will give you up to 7 hours with the ANC off. With ANC on, it's about 4.5, 4 hours. It really depends on the genre and of course your volume that you're listening to with these. Down the bottom here is our Type-C port. So charge time is approximately 2 hours. It's not too bad, the speed, and it does tend to pick up a little bit fine scratches, this case, but overall, very good finish to it, nice size, good build quality, and a very good weight. Out of the box, these will come with a 75 to almost 100% charge, so they're ready to go. And as soon as you open the lid, they turn on automatically. And then you can pair them to a new device. They will show up and you just simply go into your Bluetooth settings, find it, pair up with your tablet or your phone. Now, when you pull them out, they will already be on, okay? So that is fine. But if you decide to just use one of them, then you simply just close the lid down and you can use them in mono mode if you wanted to use it just for calls, for example. Now, putting them back in the case, the nice feel to it, the magnet just holds it there in place. There's pogo port connectors right down the bottom of the stem here. You can see the tiny little connectors there. That is how it charges up. So having a look at the design of these earbuds, silicone tips, medium size, they do, for me at least, offer a very good seal. And I've had no problems with these with comfort or them falling out or moving about or just giving me a lack of confidence that they're not going to sit in my ear. I haven't had that issue with these at all. Clearly labeled left and right. Touch controls are on the back. Now there are 2 little tiny holes you can see there that are microphones, okay? And just above here is the status LED. So that will be flashing at times, a little bit hard to see right now. So there are no sharp edges on this anywhere. The plastics used are a ABS style similar plastic of high quality. So depending on what phone you are using, it may give you an option to use the AAC codec. This is what I had when I first set them up with my K30 Pro Zoom here. So you can see battery life is normally going to be listed here depending on your phone too. And the option I have with this phone is down here was to enable that AAC, which I highly recommend. You get the best quality then. Otherwise it just reverts to the CBC codec, which isn't quite as good as this one. There is no aptX support with this particular set of earbuds, but it doesn't matter. So for the price, these do sound really, really good. And I mean, they are competing and up against some of the ANCs that I've tested from One More that do sell for double the price of these ones. And I think, in a way, these are actually better or very, very close. They really do sound good. So they have tuned them AUKEY out of the box to have, yes, a bass, and a little bit of treble. That has been boosted up a little bit. But of course, using your favorite equalizer, you can change that. So they've got really punchy, deep down, great bass. Now this bass does not interfere with the mids as well. It doesn't affect it at all, which is good. You can push very loud volumes without any issues. So they are loud too. So people that love to have really loud audio, you're going to be happy with these. You love that deep down bass. Low frequency lovers, Again, these are great. Highs are actually pretty good on these too as well. One area of criticism is me being very, very nitpicky here, is if I listen to it on a low volume, when you have a track that's fading in or out, this isn't actually a fault of the earbuds, it's more to do with Bluetooth compression. You can hear it just breaking up a little bit, those highs, but that's only when a track seems to fade in, and it's just a tiny little bit. So the big thing about these ones is they do have ANC, and the active noise cancellation is not going to be quite as good as over-ears, definitely not. But I've found with these that when you listen to ambient tracks of, say, aircraft noise, cabin noise, you turn on the ANC, get a 1 beep confirmation, you hear it completely cut through that noise. It doesn't remove it 100%, but it really does reduce it, and they claim up to 28 decibels with these. And then when you turn it off, you get a double beep, you suddenly hear that noise coming back. So it works very well on public transport, like the hum of engines, trains, being a passenger in a car, air conditioning noise. Unfortunately, if you turn these on, it won't cut down on your annoying sister-in-law's voice. You're still going to be able to hear her just fine. So for those kind of background noises like screaming children and things, it doesn't work that well. But for the hum and continual constant noise of transport, public transport, and whatever you're traveling in, it does a good job at that. Onto audio latency now. So this is one area that it's going to vary, unfortunately, between your phone and my phone and everyone else's on how it handles the processing with Bluetooth. Some phones are really good at it and you don't see much lag, and I can test another phone and I can have a bit of lag. But with my K30 Pro here, I'm not seeing any real detectable delay between the video and the audio. So watching movies and gaming, these seem very good to me on this phone. What you are listening to right now is a sample of the 4 microphones here. This is a recorded voice call, so the quality that you can expect should be pretty much exactly the same as this. I find it to be good, it's reasonable, and if you make a lot of calls, people are going to be able to understand you, and overall better than some of the other TWS tech I have been reviewing lately. All right, so what about the comfort of wearing these? Now, I've worn these for hours on end, and okay, you notice there's a little tiny bit of pressure with the silicone tips, but is it getting to a point where it feels like I'm getting a bit of pain? Is it causing me fatigue or anything? No, not at all. So I haven't had any problems with these dropping out. I think the stem on them does help to secure it in place a little bit more. Now, the other thing, disconnections. No issues with disconnections here, but bear in mind at these times at the moment, I'm not exactly sitting in a busy train station with everyone else with 2.5 gigahertz Bluetooth connected devices all around me. So it hasn't been a noisy environment that I've been testing in, but I don't believe you should have any problems. Now the range is your typical Bluetooth 5 range. I mean, I can leave my phone here, and I've done it. I've gone downstairs, I've gone upstairs, and I've realized that, oops, I didn't have my phone on me, and it still managed to get halfway down the stairs, which is very good. So the range seems to be fine on these, and then it started to break up, of course. But most people, if you're going to be using it in a room, you move around your room, you should not have any disconnection issues with these. Now the microphones, that sample I gave you, I would rate these mics as above average because we've got 4 microphones. They seem to be just less susceptible to some of that strange reverb noise that sometimes comes through, or a little bit of echo. I did test them in a normal room, so there might have been a tad bit of echo there, but I think the microphone quality is good. And that gets me onto the sound quality then as well. Very, very good. So deep bass, nice deep bass, even though it's just a 10mm driver. Most in-ears just use 6mm. This one can produce really good bass, decent mids as well, good highs. Really no complaints. I think the sound quality in these ones is fantastic, and I think most people should be very, very happy. Good loud volume as well with these is another thing that a lot of people look for, and they are definitely here with these. Now, when you turn on the the active noise cancellation, should I say, it's got the confirmation beep, and depending on your environment, if you have just transport outside, if you're sitting in transport, or you can hear traffic, and you turn it on, it should cut that noise down significantly, and you'll be able to hear the difference. Now, I played a lot of different sample ambient noise tracks of, say, trains, buses, airplanes, and you do notice a big difference. So the active noise cancellation is definitely working, it's doing its job, and it is fantastic to see it and actually performing better than I thought. Is it at that level though of the over-ear active noise cancelling headphones? No, not quite. Those are still always going to do a better job, I feel, because, well, they cover your whole ear, and they're larger. They're just able to fend off that ambient noise a lot better there. So if you're in the market for active noise cancelling earbuds, definitely check out these ones. I think for the price they're selling for, they are definitely way, way better than you would think.